Your brain has already lived part of your future. Most people just don't notice it when it happens. But you're about to. Welcome or welcome back to Dreams Alchemy. I'm Fabs, and this is the final episode of our series on how dreams are training you to be a better version of yourself. We've talked about dreams as an emotional gym. We've talked about them as a laboratory with no consequences. And now we're talking about the payoff. When life catches up and the training matters. So let me take you back, not just to one moment, but to a pattern that ran through most of my life. For as long as I can remember, I was sad. Not sometimes sad, not sad because something had happened, but just sad, heavy, like I was carrying something I couldn't name. Every night from childhood on, I cry myself to sleep thinking about my mom dying. Every single night. That was just my routine. That was normal to me. I thought that's just what life was. I thought everyone felt this way. They just hid it better than me. The only time I felt okay was when I was making someone else happy, when I was taking care of someone, keeping them content. Then I could forget, just for a while, how heavy everything felt. As I got older, teenage years, early 20s, it got worse. I'd wake up screaming. Sometimes I'd wake up with this overwhelming weight, this pain in my chest. And I started asking myself this question. Why do people keep having babies? Why do humans keep creating life when life is this hard, when it's this sad, this heavy? I couldn't see the point. I looked at the world and all I saw was pain, loss, heartbreak waiting to happen. The glass wasn't half empty. It was cracked, leaking, barely worth holding. Then I experienced my first real heartbreak, and it confirmed everything I'd been afraid of. Love ends, people leave, the pain is real, and it lasts, and it takes so long to heal if you ever really do. The fear I'd always had about my mom dying, that expanded, and it became a fear of abandonment, a fear of everyone I loved leaving me, a fear of romantic relationships ending, a fear of loss in every form, really. And the thing is, I didn't call it anxiety or panic attacks back then. I didn't think it was a problem I needed fixing. It was just my life. This was just who I was, a sad person, a heavy person, someone who couldn't understand why the human experience was supposed to be worth it. And then I moved to Australia. And for the first time, I started to notice something I'd never really seen before. People were actually happy, not pretending, not faking it, not just making the best of it. No, they were genuinely enjoying life. They woke up and they felt light. They looked forward to things. They wanted to share life with others and wanted to have kids, build a family, create connections. And I thought, wait, is that real? Is happiness actually real? Is it not just some fantasy people tell themselves to get through the day? That awareness stayed with me, and eventually I started doing some work on myself. I started looking inwards. I started asking questions. And my dreams started to respond. They became more intense, but not in the overwhelming, drowning way they used to be. No, in a different way. Like they were working with me, helping me process, releasing some of that heaviness I'd been carrying for so long. I started to build a two-way relationship with my subconscious. I started to understand that my dreams weren't just random. No, they were actually communicating with me. They were helping me heal, helping me evolve, helping me reclaim some sense of personal power. And I was already starting to see some shifts. Some nights I'd had some dreams that weren't that heavy, dreams that felt lighter, and I'd wake up feeling good. It wasn't consistent, but it was happening more and more. The work was already beginning, and then I made a decision. I went to Vietnam for a year. Life there was first more affordable, and I needed a safe space, a place where I could put 100% of my focus on what I needed to do, on healing my vision, and on working on myself without any distractions. And while I was there, I went deep. I faced everything I'd been carrying, all the sadness, all the fear, all the grief I didn't know I had, all the heaviness. And my dreams, well, they became even more intense. Nightmares, waking up crying, waking up screaming, that feeling of being a balloon under pressure, holding so much emotion that I felt like I was going to burst. And every time I woke up from one of those dreams, it was like the balloon released a bit of that air, a little bit of pressure. And as I kept showing up, as I kept building that relationship with my dreams, those got lighter. The heaviness during the day started to lift. Not all at once, not overnight, but gradually, slowly, it was happening. And the sadness that had been my baseline for decades, really, it started to ease. The emotions that used to drown me, I could feel them without being consumed by them. And for the first time in my life, I started to feel something I'd only seen in other people: lightness, joy, the sense that life could actually be good. I finally understood why people wanted to have kids, why they wanted to share this experience. Because when life feels good, when you're not carrying so much constant weight, you want to create more of it. You want to bring others into it. Looking back now, I understand what was happening in those dreams. My subconscious was helping me process a lifetime of emotions I'd been holding, breaking them down into what I could survive, giving them to me in doses I could handle. My dreams weren't creating the pain, they were helping me release it. And when life caught up, when difficult moments came during the day, I was more able to handle them. Not because the situations were easier, but because I'd already been in the deep end. I'd already felt the worst of it. I'd already survived. The training was working. And along the way, as I saw this process working, as I witnessed the power of building this relationship with my dreams, I realized I had to share it. If it could help even one person, it was worth it. That's why I created Dreams Alchemy. So let's talk about what this means. In the first episode, we talked about dreams training you to feel. In the second episode, we talked about dreams as a space with no consequences, where you can experiment. And now, in this episode, we're talking about the moment when it all comes together. When the training meets real life. When the practice becomes performance. When life asks you to show up and you realize you've already been preparing for this. Because the truth is that your dreams don't train you just for fun. They're not giving you random emotional workouts to pass the time. They're preparing you for what's coming. Sometimes they're preparing you for things you already know are on the horizon. A difficult conversation, a big decision, a situation you've been avoiding. And sometimes they're preparing you for things you don't even know are coming yet. Things your subconscious mind senses before your conscious mind catches up. Either way, the training is intentional, and when life catches up, you'll feel it. You'll be in a moment, a hard moment, a scary moment, a moment that would have wrecked you before, and you'll pause and you'll think, wait, I've been here before. I know this feeling. I've practiced this. And instead of falling apart, you'll respond. You'll breathe, you'll handle it. That's when you know the training worked. Now let's talk about the bigger picture. Here is what I learned from that experience and what I want you to understand about your own dreams. Everything is connected. Your dreams and your waking life aren't separate. They're not two different worlds that have nothing to do with each other. They're layers of the same experience. Your dreams process what's happening in your waking life, and your waking life reflects what you've been working on in your dreams. And honestly, the more I've worked with my dreams, the more I've realized maybe reality is just another layer of the dream. Maybe it all feels more solid, more real, but it's all connected. It's all part of the same system. Einstein said everything is relative. Quantum physics tells us that consciousness and reality are deeply intertwined. And when you start paying attention to your dreams, you start to see it too. The boundaries aren't as solid as we think. And that realization that everything is connected, it changes how you move through life. You stop taking it so seriously. You stop feeling like you're at the mercy of your emotions, your circumstances, your fears. You start to see that you've been working on it all along, in your sleep, in your dreams, in the quiet and seen part of yourself. And when life catches up, you're ready. Because growth isn't just about learning new things, it's about integration. It's about taking what you've learned in the safe space, the training ground, the laboratory, and bringing it into the real world. And your dreams are the bridge. They let you practice in private. They let you process in safety. They let you prepare without the pressure of performance. And then when the moment comes, when life asks you to show up, you don't have to start from scratch. You've already been there, you've already felt it, you've already done the work. So, if you're going through something hard right now, and your dreams are intense, and you waking up feeling heavy or emotional or overwhelmed, don't dismiss it. Your dreams are working. They're helping you process. They're training you for what's ahead. And when life catches up, you'll see why. Alright, so let's talk about how you can recognize when this is happening. How you can see the connection in between your dreams training you and waking life. I've got 3 tools for you for a change. Tool number 1, the real life echo journal. When something significant happens in your waking life, something challenging, something emotional, something that asks you to show up differently, pause and ask yourself, have I dreamed about this before or something like this? Then go back through your dream journal, look at those echoes. Look for moments where your dreams were preparing you for this exact kind of situation. You might be surprised how often you find them. And maybe you didn't dream about the exact same scenario, but you dreamed about the feeling, the fear, the vulnerability, the courage it would take. Your dreams were getting you ready, and now you can see it. Tool number 2 is the I have been here before pause. So this one happens in real life. When you're in the middle of something difficult, a tough conversation, an anxiety attack, a moment where you've been asked to set a boundary or stand up for yourself, pause. Take a breath and ask, does this feeling seem familiar? Have I practiced this in my dreams? Just asking that question can shift something. It reminds you that you're not starting from zero. You've already been in this emotional territory. You've already survived it. And notice, do you handle it differently because you've already trained for it? Maybe you don't spiral the way you used to. Maybe you respond instead of react. Maybe you feel scared, but you don't let the fear stop you. That's the training showing up. And tool number 3 is the full circle map. This one's bigger. It's a reflection tool you can use to see the entire arc, from dream training to real-world mastery. For that, you pick a major challenge or growth area in your life, something you've been working on, or something that's asked a lot of you. Now, map it out. 1. When did my dreams start training me for this? Go back through your journal. When did dreams related to this theme first show up? 2. What did my dreams show me? What emotions did they let me practice? What scenario did they put in me? What version of myself did I get to try on? 3. How did it show up in real life? When did the training become relevant? What situation in real life asked you to use what you've been practicing? And 4. How did I handle it? Did you respond differently than you would have before? Did you feel more prepared? Did the training pay off? This tool shows you the complete journey. It shows you that dreams aren't random. They are preparing you, in case you didn't get it yet. And seeing the full circle, it deepens your trust in the process. It helps you realize my dreams know what they're doing, and I can trust them. So here is what I want you to take away from this entire series. Your dreams are training you. They're an emotional gym. They're a laboratory with no consequences where you can experience who you could be, different versions of yourself. And they're a bridge between the inner work and the outer work. And when life catches up, when the moment comes that you've been training for, you'll be ready because you would have done the work, and that work counts. So tonight, when you go to sleep, trust the process. Trust that your dreams know what you need. Trust that the training is working, even if you don't see it yet. Because one day life will catch up and you'll realize I was ready for it all along. Until next time, keep dreaming. You're the alchemist. Bye.